Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubheva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the first canto, second chapter, Srila Vyasadeva, Sutta Gosvami, has given the shloka, Vadanti tat tattvavidas tattvam yajjnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdyate. So here in this shloka, he is explaining what is the absolute tattva, the param tattva. Vadanti tat tattva vidas. Who is explaining this supreme absolute truth? Those persons who are called tattva vida. That means they are the knowers. They have realized this absolute truth, absolute substance. And what is their description of this absolute substance? He is saying, Vadanti. They have explained it to be Yajjnanam Advayam. Vadanti tat tattvavidas tattvam Yajjnanam Advayam. Here, the term Advay Gyan is used. Advay means non-dual. Dvai means two. And Advay means not two. Or, in other words, one. So, Advay Gyan. This absolute truth, this absolute supreme substance, is a non-dual, conscious entity, conscious being, complete Gyan, knowledge. And it is non-dual, meaning that there is only this one supreme absolute tattva, and there are not any other besides this. So the whole existence of this material cosmic manifestation and everything that exists within the entire creation is actually this one absolute supreme substance, Advay Gyan Paratattva, supreme absolute non-dual truth. But yet, we see within this material world, we see so many differences and varieties of objects within this world. All the different entities within this world, living entities and non-living, animate and inanimate objects within this world. And there are so many varieties, unlimited millions and trillions of varieties of objects within this world. So it does not appear that it is all one. It appears that it is very different. But yet, everything within existence is described by those who have seen the absolute truth as Advay Gyan, non-dual knowledge. But they have explained that that supreme absolute truth from whom everything that we see has emanated is viewed by these seers of the absolute truth in three different features. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti shabdyate. They have described that one non-dual absolute truth from whom everything has come, Janmadhyasya Yataha. As Srila Gurudeva is going to describe the first slok of the Srimad Bhagavatam, it begins with these words. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadhyasya Yataha. That means the source, the absolute source from which everything has come, everything has emanated. So what is the nature of that absolute truth? Bhagavan iti shabdyate. The terminologies are used to describe that absolute truth. Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Although he is one, but yet he has three aspects, three features. Brahman, Brahmeti, meaning that just as we see the sun in the sky, we can use a material example the rishis have given, to understand. The sun in the sky has so many extended rays coming from it. So these rays are the very sun itself. In one sense we can say the sun rays are the sun, because the sun rays are emanating from the sun, and they are, in quality, they are none different than the sun. So in the same way, the Supreme Absolute Truth has the transcendental aspect called Brahman, which means that He, the Supreme Advaita, that Supreme Conscious Being, He is all-pervading throughout His entire creation. He Himself, in the form of His Brahma Jyoti, like rays, transcendental rays. And Paramatma, He is not only all-pervading throughout His creation, but just like the sun is all-pervading throughout the universe, yet we also experience individually that we can feel the sun on our own head. Or if you put so many pots of water, and each pot can reflect the sun globe itself. So in the same way, Paramatma means that Advaita Paratattva is personally present everywhere. Not only in His non-dual aspect, nirvishesh, without any varieties, the Brahma Jyoti effulgence, but also He is present personally within every single atom within the creation, and within the heart of every living being within the creation. So that is called Paramatma, the transcendental super soul, supreme soul, present everywhere. But in the same way as the sun globe is situated in one place within the sky, within the universe, and from that one source, the sun globe, all these other features extend. In the same way, that Advaita Paratattva, He is situated as Bhagavan, the Supreme Absolute Personality of Godhead, who has transcendental form, qualities, paraphernalia, dham, associates. So just as within the sun globe, there is a personality known as the sun god, who is dominating the entire planet, and whose energies are the very existence of the sun and the sun rays. So in the same way, the Absolute Truth is also seen as the supreme, independent personality of Godhead, Supreme, Absolute Bhagavan. And He is described by the Rishis, Aishwaryasya Samagrasya, Viryasya Yashashashriya, Jnana Vairagyayos Chaiva, Tannam Bhaga Itingina. That He has transcendental opulences and qualities, especially 6 in number. Aishwarya, complete, absolute wealth and power. Virya, complete potencies and shaktis and energies, unlimited. Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate. Many, many varieties of potencies He has, unlimited varieties. Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Yashasha Shriya. He has complete fame, Yasha. His glories and His fame extend everywhere. Shriya, He has complete beauty. He is transcendental form, and His transcendental qualities are extremely attractive. And there is no one and nothing within His creation as beautiful as Him. He possesses this opulence of beauty and fullness. Viryasya Yashasha Shriyam Jnana Vairagyayos Chaiva. He has all knowledge of everything. Every single nook and corner of His entire creation. At every single moment, He knows everything everywhere. And Vairagya, He is also transcendentally detached from everything. He exists in Himself, completely independent, swarat, from His creation. So this Divine Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan, is the transcendental source and the topmost limit of the Paratattva. But those who have realized the Absolute Truth have realized the Absolute Truth in these 3 features. Similarly, Just like when those who are observing a mountain from a distance, if they're very far away, the mountain may appear just like some hazy form in the distance. Then if they approach the mountain closer and closer, then they will see that, the mountain has very specific shape, very specific colors, and there are some different shapes upon the mountain itself also. But then when he finally comes directly to the mountain, he sees that, here on the surface of the mountain are very beautiful forests, very beautiful forest animals. So many entities are there. So in the same way, those who realize the absolute truth, from somewhat of a distance, they only realize the Brahman aspect of the absolute truth. Those who come a little bit closer, they realize the Paramatma aspect of the Supreme Truth. And those who come the closest of all, they can realize that the Supreme Paratattva, Advait Gyan Paratattva, is a transcendental divine personality of Godhead. And they understand Him in His personal feature. So the great sages, the topmost realized souls within the universe, they have proclaimed by their transcendental realizations, such as Lord Brahmaji himself, when he had this realization of Bhagavan Sri Krishna in the beginning of the creation, then he composed these prayers of Brahma Samhita. And he described that absolute truth as Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachida Ananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakara.
Sundar Gopal is here. Sundar Gopal, can you explain something in brief? This is the process.